Alright, I was actually going to try to attempt to do a more, I guess, laid back video today, considering the anger I had towards a certain individual in the last damn video. But still, nonetheless, I do think we need to talk about something a bit more serious and a bit more of something that really can affect us all. And not just people that like Lolly, but because it could also affect people at some point in time, if they decide to, your whole furry content, your gore and all that type of stuff too, when it comes to the fictional space. And that is this weird, or at least not weird bill, but this bill called SB20 that Texas just passed. What this bill does is basically try to protect children from, I guess, being used or referenced in AI generated content. That's not the problem. That's fine. You wanna take that away, that's perfectly fine. I don't think anybody should really sit here and complain that hard about it, right? That being said, there is a small line in the back part of that damn whole list of what that bill does that literally needs to be, shown off and talked about. Not only can you not do anything AI generated when it comes down to it, again, that's fine, but you can't basically do any other depictions of it either, which is like drawing it or animating it in any shape or form whatsoever. And that's once again what we have a problem with. Again, the AI part don't really necessarily care because, people can definitely break the rules of what it's going to be used for and definitely use it for a lot of weird stuff, and that's perfectly fine. I don't think anybody should really super go hard and complain against that. It's mainly when you get to your average material that we have when it comes down to 2D drawings or basically 3D animated, like I guess like models and stuff like that. And when you start adding that shit into it together, essentially we know what type of time this is. They are basically once again trying to take away people's rights from wanting to pursue the drawings of certain things, and at the very same time try to go ahead and just put a kibosh on it, which is absolutely dumb. Because one, already you do realize this, in the grand scheme of things of protecting real children, does literally nothing, right? It genuinely doesn't. And I know somebody might come through and be like, well, what you gonna say? The same excuse about, oh, if this, goes through and just be going through hard everywhere, then it could affect other stuff too. Gonna use that as an excuse? Yes, I am. And it's not really an excuse if it's gonna happen. Like, let's keep it very much a stack. There is plenty of pushes against a lot of adult material as it is, and there's already many pushes against Lolly and Shota. What the hell do you really gonna think is gonna happen when they really start trying to crack down and push that shit even harder and actually get their way, if they decide to? Hopefully not, but if they actually get it, what do you think is gonna happen? They're gonna go after your shit next. They're gonna go after people that really likes intense gore. There's gonna be people that go after, those furry people and all that sort of stuff. And is that a real deal rabbit hole you're willingly wanting to sit down and just stand by? I don't really think you want to. If they wanted to try to, ban this in any other universe, maybe it wouldn't be necessarily that damn bad in any other verse. But because it's this damn one, we already know it's going to be bad. Plus, you do realize fiction is also weird as hell. It has rules about its characters and, different things that these characters go through that is obviously, very much different depending on who's in charge of writing X character for X thing, right? There is plenty of characters that look young as shit but are actually the oldest person in the room. Do you really think for 5 seconds that the courts and these bum ass people that try to put these laws into place and try to jam in these secret shits, do you really think for 5 seconds they're gonna come through, really look at the wiki, really look at the facts and see, oh, Tatsumaki, she's 28, okay, I can understand that, we'll let you go now? No, they're not gonna effing do that shit. They're not gonna effing sit here and do that shit. They're gonna just basically be like, well, it looks like one, so you know what, go piss off. And that's essentially how it is. That's how it's always going to be, right? And then what's even worse about this shit too is, let's say you're just an average Lolicon, don't necessarily mind shit, you're just doing whatever, and just basically being a normal everyday person. You just so happen to like Lolicon material or Shotacon material, doesn't necessarily matter. All for someone to be petty as hell to snitch on you, be like, oh, he has Lolicon content or Shotacon content, police come, they arrest your ass, and at the end of the day, they're just gonna fill people in the jails for that reason alone? That's your reason why you're in jail? That seems really damn dumb and very stupid and dangerous as well too. You know, it sounds very petty. At the end of the day, you're mean to tell me you're just gonna pointlessly arrest people just because they have, you know, content that most people maybe not necessarily care for? Effing why? There is no reason for that. Again, on that last two parts of it, there's no real deal reason for that, right? And let's just keep it very much a stack. You have every other opportunity to take people down, to stop people from doing these type of things to kids and all that type of stuff. And the first damn thing people want to go to is, oh, let's control what they can see and what they can actually make. Like, are you shitting me? That's not how that works. Right? There's probably plenty of people as we speak in Texas by themselves that has never seen anime by themselves. They have never really done anything in the realms of fiction or anything like that, and they probably just do the things that is obviously very, very, very illegal, and yet you probably haven't even catch those people, but you're gonna target that though, right? Again, the AI part, don't care. That's perfectly fine. Get rid of that if that's what you want to do. But the whole drawing part of it, the whole ass, like, you know, animating that type of thing, you want to get rid of that? That's the part I find, you know, ridiculous and over the top and unnecessary as hell, right? Let's just keep it very much a say. And let's just add in a whole another thing too, and we're just going to get super real with this. Like, I find it funny how so many people want to get rid of Lolly and Shota and all that type of stuff and the material that goes along with it in all shapes and forms and sizes. Fully happy to do that shit, but when it comes down to a certain files from a certain island man and a whole bunch of celebrities that went to that island to see a bunch of illegal things happen, no one wants to pursue that shit. No one wants to actually try to get that shit out there, honestly, unfiltered and for the public to see. I don't understand that shit. So, but we can go after fiction all day, but releasing a certain files, holding it up and looking like, damn, I got the files, ain't I looking like a smart guy over here? They don't want to do that shit? That's crazy to me. That's absolutely wild to me. And you think I'm supposed to sit here and want to trust their decision making when they can't release a dumbass file of who is on this list and go ahead and make those arrests? Insanity. I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. I feel like if you just threw some lolicons at some governments or whatever, I promise you they'll make 10 better decisions than what the current regime of people honestly can do. And that's just how it is, again, for the most part. It just shows you that yes, people are exceedingly dumb when it comes to how they should go about these sort of things, when it's clearly obvious. If you see someone engaging in actual real life, you know, acts against kids, yes, go after them, pursue them, basically put them in a cell and don't necessarily look back at all. Do that shit immediately. But then when you have people that has, you know, the fiction and they just look at that and that's all they have and that's all they care for and things of sort like that, and they're not going crazy or anything like that, then it's like, leave them be. Let them chill. Let them chill. It doesn't necessarily matter, right? There's tons of effed up things that you have out there that you could basically be trying to go after, but then it's again the fictional thing that they want to necessarily try to hone in on too. And I really also think it's a scummy and shitty move to try to be like, oh, we must protect the kids, and that's why we'll go ahead and take away your freedom of expression and your in certain parts of your rights and stuff like that too, just to kind of go ahead and just, you know, seal that away so you can't do shit about that. I feel like it's incredibly scummy to hide behind that shit too, right? And plus, it's not even just taking away the freedom of expression too, it's also attacking Japanese culture as well, right? Because especially when it comes down to, like, you know, obviously the anime aspect of it, because there is tons of times where Japan themselves get attacked on multiple different levels and times when it comes down to lolly material or shota material or whatever. And essentially you get people, politicians in, you know, Japan that's trying to fight against this shit. I think the name of the guy, I think it's Ken Akamatsu, who works on the Japanese diet that's like trying to preserve like fiction and stuff like that. and they getting already screwed over with like the whole credit card companies and things sort of like that, trying to take away certain things and aspects, and it just sucks. It just sucks. It's not even just attacking the freedom of expression, but it's also attacking their culture too, and that's just something that we clearly see all the damn time. And it's not even just like, oh, it's not, you know, attacking their culture and things sort of like that. No, it is, because it happens a lot. And if you looked at the past 5 years, you could definitely see that. Hell, even 6 years, you could see that, and it's essentially pretty much on the lines of like xenophobia, if we're gonna keep it very much a stack. So it's just weird, right? Again, Lolicons themselves even police around, and they kind of just like, yo, is this person engaging in something weird? Is that what the case going on here? And 9 times out of 10, you get Lolicons that basically will out those guys. They will, and they don't necessarily have any problems of doing that shit. And usually when you get people that are overzealous of trying to, you know, get rid of lolly material, trying to be overly active with doing it, 9 times out of 10 they have a skeleton in their closet, and it's usually them becoming the damn monster. So at the end of the day, it's like, you try to get hit with like all these type of bans on lolly and all these bans on these type of things that are problematic whatsoever, and usually 9 times out of 10 it's not the people that's engaging with it. Yes, you're gonna have the weirdos that's gonna be in there, and yes, you're gonna have people that pretends to be in that group, and yeah, they do need to be called out when that happens. But at the very same time, in terms of the entirety of everything, no, that's not how it works. There's tons of things that people do these days in terms of like actual, you know, official high level government status that could be called out hard as hell, and yet no one does that shit for all types of reasons, and that's perfectly fine. But the moment it's you know, a common problem for, you know, the people that has like, you know, the freedom of expression and things sort of like that, and just have their rights and stuff as a common citizen, oh, it's a problem when it's in your hands, but not a problem when it's in the other people's hands as well. It's such a bitch ass system. That's really all I got to say. But yeah, this whole situation sucks. I really hope it don't progress any further than it has, because it's so shit. It really is. It's so useless too. It's like the whole real ID thing too, just to add that in there. It's so damn useless. What, my ID previously ain't good enough? The hell do I need this piece of shit for? Right? Dead ass. Like, so many people know this shit too, and so many people call that shit out as well, and yet not a damn person can actually do anything about it. And it sucks to a high ass degree. But that's, again, really all I want to say for this one, just to really point that out there, because it sucks. The bill itself of the AI part, again, not a problem. I got no problem. No one should be really complaining about that. But the added extra part about the whole, you know, drawing that material or animating it in any shape and form, that's the issue people should have with it. Because again, it's taking away the freedom of expression, what you can and can't do, and it's basically attacking a whole nother culture as well. So again, if you really think about it, anime wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the lolly getting them cheeks grabbed up on and all that type of stuff in the early days. And still to this damn day, you wouldn't have all the stuff that you have. So, you know, it is what it is. And let's not act like Western culture don't do anything with it either and do anything weird, because yes, they do. But that's, again, all I really want to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on the way out. Also on the socials, and like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's me and Boy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.